I've heard you use the term crazy making many times in your videos and podcasts, and I think I know what this means since I've experienced it. But as with so many of these woman ways, I'm not sure I fully understand the various things that fall into this category. I'd love for you to put together a video on crazy making in the different ways one's wife does it. So it's very common that I hear from men who reach out to me that they feel like they are going crazy in their marriage, that they've lost their sanity, that their perception on the problems and issues in the marriage are wrong based on their wives' interpretation, and then our gaslighting of our husbands to make you doubt your reality. And I call that crazy making. And it's also why I hear from men very grateful for the content that I produce and put out, because it's what helps validate you that you're not crazy. And one of the most common comments that I see is, I feel like you have video cameras in my house, that you are watching me and my wife, you know our problems intimately, and like you've been spying on us. And so this is an angle of talking about this to understand the crazy making that you feel. For the good men listening, the crazy making that you feel in your marriage is real. And a really good way to understand crazy making is that it is a psychological tornado that we use as women to bend our husbands to our will. Crazy making is a psychological tornado that we use as women and wives to bend our husbands to our will. And what happens for good men and their vulnerability to this psychological tornado is that the crazy making will suck a good man into that tornado, and he gets cognitively disoriented and discombobulated, feeling utterly confused to what just happened. So, for example, a good man points out in a constructive way, because that's what good men do. They bring an issue up in the marriage, and their intention is never to be hurtful toward their wives. Their intention is to bring the problem up so that it can be solved. And what we do as women is distort. Say our husbands come to us and they bring up, when I get home from work, you tend to be very sped up and want to go into the problems of your day right when I walk through the door, and I don't have a second to decompress and settle in from being at work. And I wanted to know if you would be willing to work on that and work on being calm and giving me some time to decompress when I walk through the door before you start going through your day and the different problems or drama that's happened, so that I've got that time and then I can be present. A good man's, using that as an example, a good man's doing that to solve the issue. But as women, we feel threatened and made wrong and feel attacked. So that's when we start to spin up the psychological tornado. And what happens in that is that we attack you. We attack our husbands as good men with a barrage of twisted perspectives that cause you to doubt your own sanity and prevents you from being able to process what's happening quickly enough, which is then why you are left discombobulated and feeling utterly confused about what just happened. So using that example, you just brought up, hey, could you give me a little time when I get home and work on being kind of emotionally calm and grounded when I get home? That's all. But we feel threatened in that. And so we twist your reality of what's reasonable, what's a reasonable request. We twist that reality and make you believe what you know to be true and reasonable is somehow not true and unreasonable and has wronged us. So because we feel wronged, then that's where we attack you with the barrage of twisted perspectives, which are like a machine gun. They're just like one after another. That then leaves our husbands feeling stunned, feeling shamed, wrong and bad for who they are. And then the intense experience of the gaslighting is doubting their own sense of reality and perception. Because we're so convincing, and that barrage of twisted perspectives, we're so convincing in how we twist the facts, how we twist the reality, and we state them as absolute truths. But in actuality, it's a false argument, and false arguments with no basis in reality. And that's what crazy making is. This video is brought to you by the Autoimmune Expert, our sister company where we teach people to permanently heal from autoimmune diseases and chronic illnesses without the need for medications, supplements, food diets, or mind-body interventions. So if you or a family member is struggling with an autoimmune disease or chronic illness and you're frustrated with your Western or alternative medical program of symptom management, please click the link above to schedule your free consultation to start your healing journey. And also check out the links in the description below to sign up for our free Autoimmune 101 course and visit the Autoimmune Expert YouTube channel. Our programs are truly profound and amazing in their abilities to permanently heal autoimmune diseases and chronic illnesses.